All right, we're back from our next break. Issue number 3. Will having a 36-24-36 get you a ride on Route 66? Are breast implants better than a bus ticket? A paper by Nicholas Guggen explored the likelihood of a female hitchhiker being picked up by either male or female drivers as a function of her breast size. He sorted his lady hitchers into 3 categories: A cup, B cup, and C cup, augmenting those that needed it with latex implants. I think that's probably science talk for padding. The women then stood at the side of the road and actually hitchhiked. The observers coded the number of male and female drivers that drove by, along with the number of times that a given driver stopped by to pick up the woman. Now, none of the women actually accepted the ride. This is science after all. The results: female drivers were not affected by the breast size of the hitchhiker, even if they drove Subarus. On the other hand, male drivers were almost 10% more likely to pick up a woman with a C cup over an A cup. Oddly, the paper failed to record now a third class of driver that reacted to the female hitchhiker. Now, perhaps the observers have just excluded the dog because there's really no other seat that would fit another passenger. But anyway, all right, James, is this totally obvious or what?
Yeah, just a little bit. What I really wanted to see, though, is the reverse. I mean, why are they just having female hitchhikers? Put guys out there, A cup, C cup, and B cup size, and see what happens to them. I'll bet you it's the reverse.
Now, when you say A cup, B cup, and C cup for guys, are you talking like chest size, or are we talking the other cup?
Well, no, I was strictly talking to bra size there.
Do they have bra sizes for men?
Scott? As a matter of fact, they do. It is a very close-kept secret what those sizes are for only us men that are in dire need of some lift and some extra cleavage. Sometimes you just need a lift. I got a little underwire going right now. You want to try?
Makes you feel pretty, that kind of thing.
I do. I feel very pretty on the inside.
Do you call it a man's ear or a bro?
I call it a man's ear bro.
Okay, man's ear bro. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Keith, let me ask you. Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever hitchhiked before?
I have never hitchhiked before. I did enjoy this article. I wondered, given their pursuit of science, I thought, why didn't they carry this to its logical conclusion? Sure, women with C cups might get picked up more likely, but are they also more likely to be skinned and worn as a coat than women with A cups? We need to know these kinds of numbers.
Well, it'd be kind of hard to get volunteers to be subject if they know they're going to be skinned, right?
Well, we could rescue them at the last moment.
Yeah, that might require more money just to get the SWAT team in there.
It's science.
All right. Hey, Jenny Lynn, let me ask you. Now that you know about this study, would this make you more likely or less likely to hitchhike?
Well, probably less likely because I don't think that they'll notice me, as you can see. And they'll probably drive right by, and if they pick me up, God knows if you'll ever see me again.
Well, you notice that some of the women who needed it, had augmentation. They padded. So,
okay.
So if you really needed a ride, would you pad?
If I'm desperate, maybe I'll try to grab some bushes on the side and see what I can do to improve the situation and see what happens.
All right.
But hopefully I won't have to do that.
All right. Now, James, let me go back to a point you made earlier.
I made a point.
Yes, you did. I know. It's kind of hard to believe. Do you think it's indicative of the sexism in science that they did not do a study with male hitchhikers, like you alluded to?
Oh yeah, it's always there. It's always there. Consider our last story about the fat girls in nightclubs. They say anything about fat boys going to nightclubs? Okay. No, I think not.
All right, I got 30 seconds. Anybody else want to throw something in before we move on?
Yeah, why is all this stuff always about women? Good question. Why isn't it ever about men?
More importantly, why don't people think about the fact of the matter their heavy breasts are going to make them use more gas, and gas is very expensive.
All right. Let's go on to issue number 4, shall we? If looks could kill your job prospects, in an ugly world, can you be too pretty? A professor at the University of Colorado Denver Business School says attractive women face discrimination when it comes to landing certain kinds of jobs. Stephanie Johnson, an assistant professor of management at UC Denver's School of Business, found that beauty has an ugly side, at least for women. Hotties were discriminated against when applying for jobs considered, quote, masculine, unquote, and for which appearance was not seen as important to the job. Such positions included job titles like manager of research and development, director of finance, mechanical engineer, construction supervisor, and James Ilg's manager in midget cage fighting, even though I think female managers are referred to as valets, right, James? Anyways. In one experiment, participants were given a list of jobs and photos of applicants and told to sort them according to their suitability for the job. In job categories like director of security, hardware salesperson, prison guard, and tow truck driver, attractive women were overlooked. In each of these jobs, appearance was perceived to be unimportant. Attractive women tended to be sorted into positions like receptionist or secretary or nanny. Oh, I added that last one in there. For more on this, I'll go to our special guest panelist, Wally Wieselman. Wally, what do you have to say? What do you have to think of this study?
Weasel. Dead.
I think that weasel's dead.
Oh, God, it's like, this is what happens when you get guest panelists for the first time. They just kind of freeze up. And even though I really didn't think he'd die on me when I asked him the first question. But let me go to my first question. Jenny Lynn, do you buy this?
Well, should I speak from experience?
Speak for wherever you want.
From wherever you want.
No, I don't. Well, I do buy it.
Okay. Have you ever been subject of such discrimination before?
I have been discriminated against, yes.
What type of job were you going for?
I'm not even working now because I think I'm still being discriminated against.
Wow. That'll explain your entire resume?
Well, yeah, I think it would. And actually, after the show, we should get together. I need some help from you guys.
Oh, okay. James, you buy this?
Well, that's all I can say is like these. There's a very limited number of positions that attractive people are being quote unquote discriminated against from, but the vast majority of them, I think it works in their favor. I mean, if you're attractive, you actually hold an edge.
Okay. What about you, Keith? What do you think?
I was just struck by the idea of a very attractive female tow truck driver, because whenever I think of that in my mind, it doesn't go the way you'd think it would go, and it's just very disturbing.
No. Have you ever seen the show Ice Road Truckers on the History Channel?
I've seen the commercials for Ice Road Truckers, but every time I see the commercial, I think, why do I want to watch a guy driving?
Well, now you feel better because for season 2 they added a female truck driver, Lisa.
Wow, smoking hot.
I would think it's pretty easy on guys.
Smoking hot.
She's smoking hot.
But so perhaps she's a beautiful woman struggling in an all boys world. You think maybe if you saw that show, you'd have better insight as to what it'd be, a pretty woman in an ugly world?
No.
All right, let's see here. All right, Scott, do you think if this is true, that pretty women face discrimination in certain jobs, do you think they should be allowed to sue for being too hot?
No, I don't. Boo-hoo, you're hot. Big deal. And do you think I really want a hot woman person heading up construction? I mean, in this economy, projects are already taken forever. Can you imagine these guys ogling this woman? Everything would be way over time and way over budget from staring at her. Yeah, no, she shouldn't be able to sue. She should have to go to a job where hot is important.
Jenny Lynn, do you think you'd sue?
First of all, if a woman's attractive, why is it that she's responsible for other people's reactions to her? Why should she be punished because she's attractive? Yes, she should.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Let's move now. We're on to our next break. So let's see here. What's it like to club baby harp seals and having to deal with the annoying Greenpeace protesters trying to stop you? James Ilg will tell us after our next break, and perhaps, if he's good enough, he'll present Jenny Lynn with a pelt.